Nell here, and I am here. Got back in town from Stockton, California, visiting the grandma. I had my sister in town and her family from Utah, niece, nephews, cousins. It was a great event. I drove up there and drove back. Just got back yesterday, super tired. This was a long day, but I got through it, and I am here for my UFC 264 prediction video. It's actually happening this Saturday in Las Vegas. It's starting at 7 p.m. Pacific time. I'm here in Pacific. So let's go ahead and get into it. Just real quick, go ahead and please hit the like button, please subscribe, please comment, please share, please hit the notification buttons and all of that. I really appreciate all of the continued support. Real quick, on the prelims, be looking out for me to do extra predictions, because I can tell you right now, you've got Carlos Condit versus Max Griffin, and you have Nico Price versus Michelle Pereira, and those are two fights that I'm probably going to do predictions on. I'm just letting you know right now, but they will come out last minute, like those last minute predictions always do, and they're on my other platforms, so you have to follow me everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm on TikTok now, Snapchat, and everything else to get all of my content, including my last minute predictions and last minute possible renegs and things of that nature. So I'm telling you right now, giving you warning that I most likely have two predictions, extra predictions coming up the day before the fight or the day of the fight right before it happens. So please follow me everywhere and be looking out for that. Now, let's go ahead and get into the main event for this video. First up, I am choosing Suga Sean O'Malley to beat Chris Monteiro. I don't know much about Chris. This is his debut in the UFC. He's 9-4. Sean has the reach advantage. I gotta look and see what I'm gonna probably look at some training videos, see how his fitness, everything's been holding up, but picking Sean O'Malley, I don't think they would set him up to lose at this point. We know that the UFC has high hopes for him. Next up, I am choosing Irene Aldana versus Yana Kunitskiya. This is what I'm going back and forth on. They're like ranked 4 and 5. They're right next to each other. I think that Irene has turned a corner. She seems to be more strategic. She seems to be, she opens up more. She doesn't have that hesitation there. She seems to be more confident, and she's got a nice chin. Yana also seems to be getting better as well. They're both bantamweights. The bantamweight division, the winner of this fight can probably start chirping for a title shot, even though she may not get it, but she might. We see Juliana Pena got it. So either way, this is an important fight in the division against two ladies who are kind of peaking at the same time. Super excited for this one. I think it's going to be a great fight. So be looking out for me to possibly renege on this one. But for right now, Irene Aldana. Now, next up, I'm choosing Tai Tuivasa to beat Greg Hardy. Now, Greg Hardy is bigger than Tai. He is longer than Tai. But Tai should have more skills. Not only has he been at this longer, but from what I've seen from Tai, the diversity in his striking, the technique with his striking is better. And now that he's been working with DC and all that with his wrestling, he's kind of shored that up as well. He should win this fight. If he doesn't, it's a red flag. It's a red flag. And now, as far as Greg Hardy, I don't want to take anything away from that, like he's just an easy win or anything like that. But and where he's at in his career, his cardio's not quite there yet. And we see he hasn't really lost any weight, so that makes me think that he hasn't worked on it too much here. So again, I'm not. We could see something I don't see. He is a great athlete. He seems to be taking this rather naturally. So I don't want to not leave room for him to have like improved quite a bit. But in my opinion, this is a fight that Tai should win. And if he doesn't, like I said, it might be a little red flag there. Now, next up, co-main event, and let's go ahead and talk about this one. So we have Gilbert Burns taking on Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. This is the welterweight division. Very important fight. This is top 5 ranked opponents here, even though Gilbert's already won. If he wins this fight, he could probably start barking, or sorry, excuse me, Gilbert's already had a title shot, but if he wins this, it'll put him right back into title contention. So Gilbert Burns, second-degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He has developed one punch knockout power. He is fast. He has that herky-jerky kind of in and out, get in and blitz kind of energy. And of course, he's got underrated wrestling, but he does have good takedown defense. And of course, again, second-degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, has great submissions. All of that, that is his base. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, they said it's a black belt in American kickboxing. I didn't know if they're doing belts with kickboxing. Anyway, but if there was a black belt in kickboxing, Stephen would have it. So he is, as I always say, an example of the artistry of mixed martial arts. The way he fights, it is pretty. His kicks are pretty. The way he moves, he's graceful, deceptively fast, deceptively strong, extremely hard to hit, deceptively elusive. Everybody just has a problem with him. They just have a problem with him. Those amazing kicks, he can use the kicks as jabs, extreme diversity. He also has a nice jab at the hands too, being a kickboxer, having that kickboxing base. He has nice hands as well. He has a nice traditional boxing base with those hands, being a kickboxer. So he moves well, hand speed, moves his head, has the shoulder rolls and all of that because of that kickboxing base. He also has really good takedown defense. He's got some wrestling. He does have some submission. Of course, he's well-rounded, but really he just doesn't go to the ground. He's like, you're just not going to take me down, okay? So he is longer than Gilbert Burns. He, it's like a 4-inch reach advantage with the legs and like a 2-3 reach advantage with the hands. He does fight long, like I said, with that traditional boxing background. With the kickboxing, he does have a jab with the hands and the feet. He does have a nice extension, so he does fight long, has good, swift, graceful footwork. Extremely hard to hit. So Gilbert, you're going to have to hit him. You're going to have to get inside that reach advantage, which is going to be extremely hard to do. I would say you want to employ some kicks as well, because you're not going to have a wrestling takedown threat from Wonderboy. So you employ some kicks. You try to hamper that movement. That's the only way you're going to be able to get a handle on him, whether it be to try to take him down and use your jiu-jitsu or try to get hands on him. Either way, you have to hamper his movement. His number one thing is that he's extremely hard to hit. He also has extremely good cardio as well, but I think Gilbert Burns has good cardio as well. So you got to hamper his movement. You got to do it quick, fast, and hurry, and you have to disguise that, disguise the takedowns, throw everything at him. Wonderboy's not a power threat as far as one punch knockout power, but he is cumulative damage. So you do want to protect yourself, because as the fight goes on, you will get cumulative damage and be easier for him to finish as it goes. And with the kicks, by the way, he does have one kick knockout power. Okay, so I don't know who's going to win this fight, but I will say I want Wonderboy to win the fight because it's the fresh fight. He's the only one that Kamaru hasn't beat, and the way Kamaru beat Gilbert doesn't warrant a rematch. I think there's going to be some shuffling, probably a 4-man tournament or something like that, because he has beat everybody there at the top, right? He's got a rematch coming up here next with Colby. So I want the fresh match. Give us the fresh match. And if Kamaru gets through Colby and then gets through the fresh match, then you're going to have to put together some sort of welterweight tournament to funnel up the next champion, right? Because at this point, Usman will be at like cleared out division status, right? So maybe we'll start talking super fights or something like that. I don't know. I don't think him and Izzy will fight each other. I just don't think so. So yeah. So for that reason, I'm picking Wonderboy. I want Wonderboy to win, and I think he's extremely elusive, great cardio, cumulative damage, could point his way to a victory. There could be a finish there with the kicks if Gilbert gets reckless. But yeah, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Now, main event, and we're seeing, this is not a title shot, but we are seeing Dustin Poirier take on Conor McGregor, the Notorious One. You know, there it is. He's back. This is the rubber match. This is the third match. Of course, Conor won the first one. Won it, I think, in like 1 minute and 19 seconds. Definitely the mental warfare worked, got inside of Dustin Poirier's head, had him fight out of character. And then not only that, I think Dustin is better now. So I don't think you can just say Conor just won that fight simply because he got into his head. Dustin is better now. So, you know, and be a part of being better. Every time I start these videos, I feel like I got hairs all over my face and stuff. My dog's right here. Maybe something flew up. Sam Jackson. Anyway, but that's why I'm doing all this. I'm like, where's the hair coming from? Part of being better is being better mentally and learning to keep a cool head and fight within character and not get outside of yourself. So that's part of being better, and Dustin is just simply better. He's better mentally, he's better physically, he's got more diversity in his strikes. It almost seems like he's even more powerful. Actually, it doesn't even seem like it because he changed weight classes. He is more powerful as a lightweight, okay? He does have better cardio because he's not killing himself trying to make the weight class. So that alone made him a better fighter than the confidence that he's had. Plus, he just seemed to turn a corner, and his boxing just got more skillful. As someone who has been watching him for a long time, you used to think of Dustin as a brawler. he doesn't quite look like a brawler anymore. There's technique there. There's a jab there. There's movement there. He's setting things up there. Even when he gets you hurt, he's not just blitzing you and going in and strategically breaking you down like he did in the last fight with Conor, which he won. I believe it was in the second round. He just beat him up. Wasn't a fluke. He was just better. So Dustin has gotten better. And that's the thing. He's got underrated wrestling as well. Now, Conor McGregor has great takedown defense. Conor McGregor, of course, is amazing gauge of distance and range. I think he's gotten better with his cardio as well. Going up in weight class, I think, has also helped him as well. Of course, he's got that one-punch knockout power. And, of course, he's got the mental warfare inside and outside of the octagon. And, you know, he's been poking at Dustin, talking about the donations and things. He's thrown some things out there. I don't even know about the whole posing with the supposed staph infection. I don't know. You never know with Conor. You never know with Conor. So he's doing all of those things that he normally does. The only thing is he hasn't been fighting consistently like Dustin. In fact, I think the last fight was Dustin, correct me if I'm wrong, but before that it was 2 years, and you could see the difference. Conor hasn't looked much different. I mean, he fought Cowboy, who I believe is in the winter of his career, and showed it in that fight. Not to take anything away from Cowboy. I'm trying to think of a couple other fights he had. But either way, Conor doesn't look, you know, in the Cowboy fight, he had the shoulder shots. He has shown a little bit difference in the moving in transition. So we do see that he is still improving, which I do like to see that. I do like to see that it seems like he does want to still fight. That is good. But those years right after he made that $100+ million, where he took that time off, then came back and fought fighters who were, you know what I mean? And then more time off. I think he lost something there that was very valuable because he's in the most talent-rich weight class in the entire UFC. I don't think he can afford to take 2 years off here and there, unless you're a special kind of athlete, right? Like a Khabib or something. And even he did that in the beginning. Once he started consistently fighting, he didn't take those times off, right? So you miss out. You're not as sharp. You can only grow so much when you're not actually preparing for fights and pushing yourself. You can push yourself only so much, but it's different when you have a fight lined up. So I do feel like Conor's lost a step. And I have felt that way since the Mayweather fight. And against someone, and he keeps getting top competition because he's Conor McGregor. So you can see it. When he fights a Donald Cerrone, when he fights somebody a little bit down in the rankings, he still looks fully like Conor McGregor. But when he fights Khabib, when he fights Dustin, when he fights people who are at the top of their game, he looks like he has plateaued. So, like I said, great judge of distance and range. I think he was a little overconfident. I think he'll do better actually in this fight. I do think he'll do better in this fight. I think he'll be more prepared. I think he'll have better cardio because it seems like he gassed in that fight. I think he'll be more prepared to take that damage and maybe prepare for that, maybe have better defense. So I do think we'll see a better performance from Conor. I think he'll try something new out the gate, maybe try to throw Dustin off his game more. And I think Dustin will keep a cool head like he did last time. I don't think he'll get thrown off his game. And I think he's going to win again. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And I've got some red panties. I'll bring them out. We'll celebrate old school style. But I am picking Dustin Poirier. So again, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Please like the video. Please share and comment and turn on notifications and all of that. And follow me everywhere because I will most likely have 2 additional picks coming out the day before or the day of, most likely the day of, a couple of hours before the event, because then prelims though. The pre-prelims. Brad Tavares, Jessica I, and all that on the against Jennifer Maia on the pre-prelims, let alone the prelims. The whole card is stacked, which is also how Conor McGregor keeps getting all these records of having the highest grossing pay-per-view, second highest grossing pay-per-view. It's because they always stack his cards up underneath him. He's never just the only person that people are coming to see. I mean, look at the co-main event. So, all right. Please let me know all of your picks. Let me know any injury updates, any footage that I haven't seen. You guys always have information I don't have, any things we know about your coaching changes, anything that might affect my decisions, because I am going back and forth a couple of times and I do have additional picks. So yeah, go ahead. Talk to me. Take care. Subscribe, like. Talk to me. Take care. And goodbye. I still feel like I got these hairs. Bye.